I learned that Seyi Tinubu is already testing the waters with an endorsement report from Owerri. Um, while I read so many comments about people antagonizing this thing, I don't see any reason to antagonize it. For me, I just want to state two reasons why I feel the young man is capable to lead Lagos. And I also want to state these two reasons will also explain to us why he has a right to be governor. Number one, constitutionally, he has right to be governor of Lagos State. Constitutionally speaking, you have had so many people. His father was governor, so since there is no embargo on him not to be governor, I think Seyi Tinubu has rights, constitutionally speaking, to be governor of Lagos State. So let's have that in mind. Secondly, he is a person of means, and Nigeria usually rewards people of means with positions of authority like this. So Seyi Tinubu cannot be an exception. So we know that over time, anytime elections are here, Nigerians always go for person of means or persons of means. So his father is the president, his mother is in the Senate, his sister, as we understand, is Yaloja. And then he, we heard, is in the private sector and doing very well, and but has not been rewarded or is not yet in any capacity in government, as we understand. So if they are prepping him to be governor of Lagos State, why not? It is what it is. So the only thing I have to say to people who are antagonizing is the announcement of his coming is that if you do not agree with him becoming governor, it's just okay to just present a strong alternative that can outwit him. That's all. In the absence of that, Nigerians will come out on day of election and collect money. We have seen it in Edo, we have seen it in Ondo, we have seen it over time, even in 2023. We have seen it prior to 2023. We see it every time elections are here that Nigerians will queue up their regular voters that they normally pay for their votes. And if you're a person of means in Nigeria, it is difficult to be defeated, especially given the kind of populace we have in Nigeria. It is difficult to be defeated if you're a person of means, especially if the person or the alternative they are bringing to you is not a person of means. If you are bringing somebody claim is coming with integrity, but they are not presenting an alternative that can match you resource-wise, on day of election, you already have it. But here are the reasons I feel it should not be. The topic says it can. Two reasons it can be, and I've stated them. First is that there's no constitutional embargo on him. He has legal rights to contest and be governor. The second is that he's a person of means. His father runs a political party. His father is the president, and he's a person of means. He has supporters. He can, as the context is, he can campaign. He has resources and can win. But the reasons that I feel that he should not, there's difference between he can and he should. So he can be, but should he? Okay, fine. Number one, it should not be because Nigeria is not an oligarchy. Nigeria is a democracy now. He's not the only qualified person in the country. So that is why I'm suggesting that people who believe he should not be should present an alternative to him. Alternative that can be backed strongly by the masses. It should also not be for moral and political reasons. Moral reasons because your father cannot be president, your mother, maybe they're already preparing her also to become, okay, she's first lady already. I would have said Senate president, prepping her for. Sister Yaloja, you also want to be. Is it a Tinubu PLC or enterprise or limited? I don't know. So morally speaking, I don't think people should allow that. But this is Nigeria, a country where the democracy we have is at a disadvantage because, they say democracy is a rule of the majority. But when the majority are largely happy slaves or conquered people, then there's a problem for that democracy. I would feel instead that we now need to start educating our people massively to say, come, you can't continue like this. If the problem we have is that the mass of people are either half baked illiterates or half literates, they have the psyche of self-defeated people or conquered people. We need to start waking them up. Nigerians have been so inflicted with esteem that is so low, such that they feel nobody else can except the people who have always been there. But it is difficult again to defeat a person of means. They have so captured everywhere, impoverished the people, and put all the resources in their pockets. And the people themselves do not know how to vote elsewhere other than the person with means. Nigerians only know how to vote or support a person of means. They don't see the possibility of turning away from it and retrieving themselves. So it is until we get to that stage, which is when that will happen, I really don't know. But you see a lot of people, they are not interested in these topics, but they will complain at the end of the day. They are they are interested in Yash, they are interested in I don't know, other things, entertainment and all that, skits, boobs, Yash. But they are always complaining, but they are not ready to change or turn things around. So when you see topics like this, Nigerians will just scroll away. But when that happens, they'll say, why would they allow him to be? Who are the they? No, who are the they? When you are scrolling away from the message, when we say, oh, let us work so that Nigeria can become a proper democracy, you are not interested. You are scrolling away. You want to go and look at God Bless Africa, Nyash and boobs, but you want to still be complaining. No, don't complain, no. Just wait for it and accept it the way it is. Seyi Tinubu for governor, it will be. It will be because we are not preparing a strong alternative to him. So just go and prepare for the T-Pain Square in your Lagos. So that's what I have to say about Seyi Tinubu. Let me quickly take this avenue to talk about. I want to give a big shout out to Fela Durotoye. I read his response where he said that he served only for 6 months in Tinubu's government and he did not take a pay. Bro, salute to. Let me be frank here. Those of you who may have criticized Fela Durotoye before simply because he maintained the school, he didn't talk. Now let's get some clear information here. I will respect persons like Fela Durotoye, and we need more people like him who can go into the government, who can go to government without the mindset that they want to go and get paid, but they want to go and serve. If it is true that throughout, and the caveats for my appraisal of him is that because I read that thing and I didn't read full. I think I read about 10 pages of 18. But I see nowhere he mentioned why he quit after 6 months. He didn't state it in the pages I read so far. He did not state it why he quit 6 months into the service without pay. Is it that he was running out of personal finance? Maybe he should have said it. That's number one. Number two is that could it be that, yes, while you are not requesting for pay, you then submitted a proposal and say, oh, government, we want to embark on a mass orientation and do this and do that, but we will need to also fund that they could not fund in the budget. And as such, in such cases, you may have to just withdraw because, yes, you may not be collecting salary, but you will definitely need resources to carry out certain agenda of your office. So if government does not say they don't have money for such budget, of course, I don't expect you to continue to run it with your own personal fund. So was there a proposal your office presented that they couldn't fund maybe too much and you just had to withdraw and say, well, I'm doing it for free, but you have to pay for the mass orientation of Nigerians that they need, because we have to prepare and position Nigerians for leadership, but we need funds to carry this out. I'm not saying that is what happened, but I'm just asking questions because I saw nowhere in the it. I didn't read all the 18 pages, but I just scanned through. I mean, I didn't really scan. I just skipped some and looked at the paragraph, looking for why you left, but I didn't see it in the pages I read. So, I'm just curious, Ambassador Felado. I call him an ambassador because he represents certain ideology. He represents some, and when you represent something, you're an ambassador of what you proclaim and represent. So I call Fela Durotoye Ambassador Fela Durotoye. So, Ambassador, please, um, could you please provide why you left 6 months into? Because I thought you were going to serve all through with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But whatever happened, I didn't see that in your article. Then I also want to understand, why would you not need fund to carry out these things? I'm aware that, for instance, some people will say, "Oh, they contribute money to go and do something for a school." Whatever it is you wanted to go and do for a school, government may have paid for it under the UBEC, or have paid for it under the Millennium Development Goal, and then later Sustainable Development Goal. That is MDG and SDG. But because the funds, they say that people are contributing money, alumni association and co are contributing money, PTA is contributing money to do it already. So some people just, yeah, they are already contributing money for it, so they just hold the money. Meaning that whether you like it or not, money is flowing in and out of government every day. So if you don't want to take it because you feel that you're altruistic, but then what was the reason, Egbon? Because I respect him a lot. It's my Egbon Fela Durotoye left 6 months into service with Tinubu's government. I would like to know what was the reason, Egbon. If you come across this video, please let us know. Expatiate, thank you. I know you're a good person, and we need people like you in government, really. We need the likes of Fela Durotoye who have second address, who are not going into government because they want to go and collect money. And this tells me also, and I must say it outside, please teach your children not to be like Boala. That's Daniel Boala, what's his name? Teach your children, raise your children not to be like Daniel Boala, who will say one thing today and say another tomorrow, or FFK or Reno Mockery. Okay? I'm not against them. They have to look for food to eat, because we don't all have the same personality type. But there are different personality types too. The personality type that will say one today and go back and reverse it tomorrow and say, although I said this, but that is then. Now this is this. There's something called consistency. It is either this or that. Even if you want to commend somebody, you don't have to start looking for favor appointments to work with them. For instance, if I see Tinubu doing well in any area, I can come out and say, yes, for this one, I commend President Tinubu. But not to say, oh, I must start condemning his opponents because I want him to give me an appointment. At that point, credibility is lost. And when we say these things to people, when they are using you people, especially the Igbo people, they see that you have a lot of people who are energetic online, always fighting anything. You people you need to Igbo people be calming down. They are using you a lot. Look at Doyin Okupe now. When he first came out with Obasanjo and they said they were supporting Peter Obi, I say, these people. We know that we're telling, but they say, oh, you are bigots. You don't like Igbo. It's not that nobody likes Igbo. Stop that thing. Stop saying that. Nobody hates Igbo. It is you who is perceiving what is not. They are telling you that these people, we can't trust them. You say they hate you. Who hates you? We know people that we know their antecedents. We are telling you, you say no. You will now come back later and say, oh, Yorubas are betrayers. Who told you Yorubas are betrayers? Deal with the one you are dealing with, I beg you. Don't rub it off on all Yorubas. We told you you were too excited. You say, don't get excited. We know these characters. So now I read in the headlines today again is the same person he wanted to be president because the person did not get it. He quickly jumped back and started attacking Obi again. I said, "Oh, Obi had no clear cut policy or strategy paper. It was only using mantra consumption to production that he has no policy paper for it." Suddenly, I read some people say, "Oh, Yoruba na their way." Stop it. Stop it, too, because we will come for you. If you want to tribalize this thing, we'll go with you. I beg, stop it. Call yourselves and warn yourselves. Stop that nonsense. We warned you when you were excited about fake love you were doing to yourselves then. We warned you. Say, we know these characters. In fact, the moment I saw Obasanjo endorsing Obi, I knew it was a failed adventure. I knew it. But when we said it, you call us names. You say people will know the antecedents. We know the antecedents now. Now game they play you. Now game they play you. They just use Obi, use all of you, pian, dump you. When last did you hear from Obasanjo talk about Obi? They have finished their game. Oh yeah, everybody, legbe, 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 legbe. Oh yeah, give me my share. I'll give you my appointment. Oh yeah, put this one here, that one there. Oton. But if we come out and say that they are using you, you say you're a big girl, you're a big. Shebi, you know pastors now. In fact, I don't even have a problem. If you like, make yourself tools available for politicians to use. The only problem I will have with you is if you now come and say, "Oh, Yorubas are like that," don't rub it off on Yorubas. Yorubas did not send you message. Yorubas not send you message. And stop saying, Seyi Tinubu, T-Pain is your brother. Stop it. Stop saying that. Not all Yorubas supported Tinubu. So stop rubbing it on people's faces with your tribal statements. Stop it. Just stop it already. Stop rubbing it on people's faces that because the person causing pain to you is one person that you believe is Yoruba and automatically all Yoruba supported that evil. Stop it. Stop it. Because there's no special market Yorubas are going to buy anything. And you know definitely that we were all here not supporting that man. So you don't come out and say, "Oh, Yoruba is your brother." Stop it. Stop that thing. If you don't stop it, now you go see suffer am anyways because you will continue to fall for betrayers. If we warn you ahead again, but you say, "Oh, you must enter that pothole," now your palaver, enter am. If we say, Fani Kayode that you are following her, FFK, we know na fake, na appointment they look for, you no really care, you no genuine, you go abuse us. You see, we hate Igbo. We don't hate Igbo. If you bring credible Igbo support. But we know all these people. And the moment we saw Obi, that Obi cannot, it is either Obi has no sense of discernment, that he can't discern, which is another weakness I see with him. It's either he cannot discern or he's just he's just one of them too, or they are all the same. And that is roguish for me. It's roguish. It's either Obi can't discern. You see the kind of people we see you around. Today you are with Obasanjo, tomorrow IBB, next you are with all the same people we say we want to do away with, and because he's your brother, you can't you can't move away from that sentiment. Is your brother, fine. Let it be your brother. Do whatever you like. It's your choice now. It's election. It's democracy. Right of sentiment. But if you don't carry your sentiments, go. If you now come back and say Yorubas are betrayal because of Okukwe that we warned you about, or because of all these people that we warned you about, or Basanjo and Co. If you now come back and say Yorubas, the joke is on you. Yeah, the joke